How do you get the best learning from religious artefacts? This Year 5 class combined their thinking skills and problem solving to apply their understanding of Christian community. Pupils decide what advice they would give to the school's local vicar. Which artefact should he give to the people he meets this week?
There are 9 objects that I want you all to look at in a second in groups of 6. But when you look at them, first of all, I want you to take great care when you look at them. And you're going to decide, first of all, the value, the financial value of each object. You will have some post-its that Mrs. Robertson is going to give you, and you have 9 objects. I want you to order from cheapest to most expensive. I want you to discuss, and I want you to think and come to a consensus, a decision amongst the group of you. You're going to use your red hat thinking to decide which object to give to those people that Reverend Hudson has to meet in the week. So how do those objects make you feel? What would he give or take with him to the assembly at the infants? What object would be of an emotional value to the parents of baby Joe, or something that you could give for baby Joe? What would you give to Kerry and John as they embark on their wedded lives together? What would you give to Mrs. Jones, who's just lost her husband? And what would you take with you to Messy Church? So you are going to suggest to Reverend Hudson what object he could give to each of these people, and why. Why might it be of emotional, remember it's red hat, emotional value to these people? So I could see and hear there was lots of discussion.
We chose...
Do you want to open it up? And step back a little bit, Amelia. That's it, then you can see. Okay. What's it a picture of, April?
It's a picture of Mary and Jesus.
Mary and Jesus, okay. So why do you think Reverend Hudson would take that to the infant assembly?
Because
what would he talk about?
Visual.
And then he could just say, this is Mary and Jesus, or he could say, who do you think this is? And
do you think he could choose a story of perhaps when he was growing up, and
yeah.
some of the people that he met, one of the stories from the Bible? He could introduce a story perhaps from the Bible.
It's very visual.
It's colourful and very easy to see.
Okay.
So it could be hung up in the classroom or something.
Hung up in the classroom, perhaps, yeah?
Then they can see it. So then infants can see it when they walk past, remembering Jesus.
Remembering Jesus in their everyday lives, perhaps, yeah. What did you have for the baby, Jay?
It's just nice, but...
It's got pictures of rabbits on, hasn't it? Different animals, yeah. It's quite...
It's suitable for his age when he's young.
Yeah, it's age appropriate. Childlike, okay.
Lots of pictures, and you can move things around, and she could talk about all of the stories and different things that Jesus said.
The different stories from the Bible. Okay. What's he going to take to perhaps help them on their start of a life together?
Because it's about love.
Can you hold it up so everyone can see it? It's about love. Can you read it aloud to us then? What does it say?
It says love always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves.
Always
Perseveres.
So why did you decide to give that to Kerry and John?
Because it's all about love, and it's saying they both always protect each other.
So Kerry and John,
Trust.
right?
They
Yeah.
can trust each other.
Hold it up so everyone can see. Okay, what does it say on the front, Ellie?
You are loved.
You are loved.
And even though Mr. Jones is dead, you'll still be loved by God.
Mrs. Jones is still loved by God. That's a lovely thought, yes, Ellie. The family of the church community are still looking after her and she's still loved. Right, are you listening, guys? So, the final one was Messy Church with the 7 to 11s.
The Messy Church, as you said, was where they do like arts and craft, and this looks like they've done this out of arts and craft.
So they could make that, could
Yeah.
they, in clay? Okay, and finally, Imogen, your one?
We thought that this would be a good idea for the Messy Church because it's quite easy to make
Yeah,
and
definitely.
it's really related to Jesus dying on the cross, so it tells a story as well.
So I want you to think, using Red Hat as well, if there were any object that you would choose to help you remember any faith that you have, what would you choose for yourself? Any object, doesn't have to be an object that you've seen here today. It might be something you have at home. It might be something that isn't necessarily religious, Alex. It might not be a cross. It might be a letter. It might be anything at all that helps you feel and think about a faith that you have or a confidence that you have in God. So have a think, and then if you want to share, you can put your hand up after a couple of minutes. So have a think, close your eyes for a minute if that helps you. Okay, open your eyes.
For me, it would be a leaf because it like turning over a new leaf, like starting your life, like having a fresh start because Jesus did that for us. So I thought of that as
What a
mine.
lovely idea.
And in my room, I've got this necklace when I was christened, and it's really special to me because it's when I was younger I wore it, so it's got a little cross on it.
So that's something your godparents gave you.
The final activity of explaining symbolic objects that children value themselves flows naturally from the work on Christian artefacts, and this provokes some thoughtful responses. Good RE often links factual and personal work to promote spiritual development.